Well, once again, folks, Shalom, welcome to Israel. You are now right in Israel, or coming from the line of the Red Sea by way of Eilat, the way that the children of Israel had come out of the Sinai Peninsula. They came by way of Eilat. Eilat is also next to what is no doubt Etzion Geber, the great shipbuilding of King Solomon. He certainly would have enjoyed the terrain around us right here. You are on one of the world's most beautiful coral reefs. If you've ever been to the Caribbean, this will make the Caribbean look ridiculous. You can go out swimming with the dolphins. You can go to the coral reef. We have over here on the right-hand side a diving bell which you can walk out to the bottom of the sea to see tropical fish and corals whilst you are in the cage. Okay, they are completely free. There are also several aquariums which are here. As we come down to the main city of Eilat, begin our journey in the Promised Land, and together with your map that you have now received, you will find there is a bookmark. If you would like to pull that bookmark, you will find that it does say on one side, the Traveler's Prayer. May it be thy will, O Lord, my God and God of my fathers, to conduct me in peace, to direct my steps in peace, to uphold me in peace, and lead me in life, joy, and peace to the haven of my desire. O deliver me from every evil by the way, from all afflictions that visit and trouble the world. Send a blessing upon the work of my hands. Let me obtain grace, loving kindness, and mercy in thine eyes, and in the eyes of all who behold me. Hearken to the voice of my supplication, for thou art God, who hearkenest unto prayer and supplication. Blessed art thou, O Lord, who hearkenest unto prayer. Behold, indeed, I send an angel before thee to keep thee by the way, to bring into the place which I have prepared. May the Lord bless thee and keep thee. May the Lord make his face to shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. The Lord turn his face upon thee and give thee peace. O Lord of hosts, happy is the man that trusteth in thee. The official traveler's prayer of the nation of Israel that you have just entered. We have a lot to talk about them as you travel, even passing Mason signs over here to the left-hand side. We're becoming nearby parts of Jerusalem where stone was being cut. The Masons were not required to pay city taxes building the temple, so strange enough they became known as Freemasons. The origin of the Masonic Lodge. Over here to the right, several of these smaller boats have glass bottoms that you can go out to see the corals by boat, snorkeling, scuba diving. Just simply swim out there with a snorkel in your mouth, or just put your face in the water. There are plenty of corals at Israel's southern seaport of Eilat. Had you taken the journey which you have chosen to take towards the end of the 19th century, you certainly would have seen a very different land ahead of you. There was a man that did make such a journey. He journeyed overland. He stopped at the area just to the north of the nation of Israel, what is today Lebanon, at Beirut. Not sure that's exactly where you want to be right now. He looked around for an air-conditioned donkey, found it a little difficult late 19th century. Overlanded towards Damascus, got onto the King's Highway, started coming down into the heart of the Promised Land. When he came by the area of Mount Tabor, he said it was not a tree, a blade of grass, or a man in sight. He spoke of a land empty and void like the book of Genesis all over again. When he finally journeyed up to the holy city of Jerusalem, he commented, "If there is any God-forsaken place in this world, this is it, Jerusalem. It is filthy, dirty, broken, and full of beggars. Who should ever want to go to such a God-forsaken place?" Other poets of much the same period of time were writing poems such as the Jewish cemetery at Newport, and terminated the poem by saying the Jews had been buried, never to rise again. I think our first author, whose name was Samuel Clements, and you know him better as Mark Twain, in his book Innocents Abroad, gives us a wonderful indication what was here late 19th century. And no, he did not see the import-export of vehicles, mainly from Japan, as you see around you right now. And our second author, the Jewish cemetery at Newport, may Anybody know who wrote that? That was Longfellow. Are probably both turning in their graves if they could see what is happening to the nation of Israel today. But not until we pass through the trials and tribulations of the First World War and the Second that saw the proposed annihilation of 11 million Jews of Europe. The Nazis succeeded minimum death toll of 6 million Jews plus 1.5 million Christians. For what were they guilty? For bringing to the world the eternal book of books? Back to that book they turn, skipping through the pages. Where do we go from here? Our hope is clean cut off. They came to the 37th chapter of the book of Ezekiel. And when he went across the valley, he saw it full of bones. When he heard a great rattling of bone come into bone, they were covered with skin, there was sinews, and the breath of life was put back into them. For I will raise you from your graves, O my people, and bring you home back into the land of Israel. Begin to take a look at it. Hitler did not succeed by any means. Take a look at the seaports. Take a look at the city that is coming up ahead of you, the main seaport of Israel in the south, the port of Eilat. But then on the 29th of November, 1947, so beginning of the gestation period for the rebirth of the State of Israel, on the 14th of May, 1948. The United Nations voting on the 29th of November, 1947, an interesting date. Does anybody know what else happened on that day? There was an Israeli scholar, Professor Eliezer Sukenik, who had just been to a place called Bethlehem, looking at a bunch of scrolls, announced, I believe I hold in my hand the world's oldest written Bible, the Dead Sea Scrolls. On the same day that the United Nations announced the rebirth of the State of Israel, the scrolls that had been hidden away at the time of the fall of the Jerusalem Temple came to light again, that the Bible we have today is the same as the Bible that Jesus would have known in his day. We will be seeing the Dead Sea Scrolls. We will be looking at the book of Isaiah, written 2,000 years ago, and it's the same as what we have today. We will probably be the only generation that will ever see them. And out of those scrolls and out of those ashes comes a new modern nation. Just look around you.
I've got the front seats on the